right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Adjusting to a new life, the Ukrainian family that fled their homeland.
It's a lot of stress, and it's a culture shock and language barrier and all this, so to have somebody that can help, I know it's huge.
How they're settling in with some help from the community. A rally for the rep, why a St. Louis legend is helping to raise money for this local theater. But first,
it was a calm day and really not all that different from Saturday, minus no rain, but the wind is going to pick up overnight. How high it gets on Monday and what the wind chill is by early afternoon.
good evening, I'm Mike Bush. It's not beginning to look a lot like Christmas, but you may want to get that extra blanket out of the closet. Some chilly temperatures are on the way, finally, at least for a short time. We're joining Gary Frank for our Weather First forecast. Gary?
Yeah, good evening, Mike. You know, self-admittedly, I'm so used to it being so warm in December, the amount of days I've been playing golf and being outdoors, not having to worry about that extra layer. Tomorrow morning, you really will need it. There have been a small handful of days, and I think tomorrow morning, it doesn't really feel like it right now. It's not windy outside. We look at the airport, but when you wake up tomorrow morning, as we transition away from that cloud cover and that storm system, we're going to see a rush of a nice northwesterly breeze, which is going to not only drop our temperatures a little bit, but the wind is really going to pick up, and it is going to be downright chilly. You see those temps right around freezing. That's not all that bad. It's 38 here locally, but the wind right now is quiet. It's starting to pick up a little bit more to our north, and that's what we'll see start to settle in overnight. So I want you to prepare for the week ahead. One very cold day, and that's tomorrow, especially with the wind. The temperatures are about the same, though, after that. We rebound quickly, and then we transition to a wet Christmas, not a white Christmas. So tonight, 31, much colder. We'll start to see gusts over 25 miles an hour as early as sunrise. So we'll talk about what that makes it feel like when talking about the teens and 20s and that wind chill. And I'll look ahead at our way too early Christmas forecast as well.
All right, Gary. After his recent visit to the United States, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is returning home. This comes as an aid package is still stalled in Congress. Ukrainian forces are struggling to make progress in their counteroffensive against Russia. A senior U.S. military official says they will only be able to hold on for a couple more months without further aid. In the meantime, the European Union has agreed to open talks about Ukrainian membership to the group. Our refugee family from Ukraine is living in St. Peters. We first introduced you to them last Sunday, only hours after they stepped off the plane at Lambert Airport. Tonight, Annie Kroll reports on how the family is settling in and their hopes for the future.
A small group of individuals and a small church. And I just cannot believe that we did this.
On Sunday morning in Bridgeton, Missouri, the Prokotov family from Ukraine finally got to meet the congregation that fundraised and sponsored their move from the war zone in Kyiv to St. Peters.
If the mom and dad maybe wouldn't feel comfortable coming over here just themselves, but the kids are so excited and they're so happy and joyful, and it's a positive experience with the kids, so I think it'll be a positive experience for the parents too.
John Calvin Presbyterian Church has raised more than $15,000 for the Ukrainian family now living in St. Peters, but their goal is to raise $24,000 to pay for 10 to 12 months of rent and utilities.
Of course, it's a new life, so they want to, it seems like they're going to build the whole new thing because Oleg has a lawyer degree, he has a law degree, and they had their own photo studio, but here they trying to do something totally different.
Their 3 children are starting school on Tuesday. Someone from the school will be visiting their home here to show them where the bus stop is. For now, though, 5 donated bikes from Southside Cyclery allows the family to explore their new neighborhood, away from the missiles and rockets.
Both parents actually are going to be able to have a bike and bring their kids out and get out together as a family and be active. So we think that's something that's going to be really amazing.
If it's biking, running, something like that, it's something that's common no matter where you are in the world. So it's just one way that we can show our welcome to this St. Louis area is through bikes. And it's something that they can easily understand because they love biking.
Reporting in Bridgeton, Annie Kroll, 5 on Your Side.
And if you're interested in helping this family, you can visit this story on KSDK.com. Israeli Defense Forces say they've found the, quote, biggest Hamas tunnel in Gaza, close quote. According to the Israeli military, it's about 2.5 miles long, equipped with electricity and communication systems. Meantime, in Tel Aviv, there have been dozens of protests over the weekend following the killing of 3 Israeli hostages by the IDF. People are demanding the release of the remaining hostages held by Hamas. In a recent news conference, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu suggested talks to secure their release are ongoing. Earlier today, Creve Corps officers responded to threatening messages to local synagogues. According to police, these messages implied that there were explosives inside the buildings. Creve Corps and St. Louis County officers and canine units searched through them and found no safety concerns for now. Investigators are trying to figure out who sent the messages and if they're related to similar threats made around the U.S. Early this morning, a woman was killed in a crash in South St. Louis City. She was traveling westbound on Germania, not far from Sharp. She lost control of her vehicle and struck a concrete pillar by the River de Pere walkway. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Police are still investigating the crash, and we're still working to find out the name of the victim. Another accident today, this one in North St. Louis, left a second person dead. The driver was heading south at the roundabout to Halls Ferry Road and Lewis and Clark Boulevard. Police say she died after going the wrong way into Halls Ferry Circle and then hitting a utility pole. She was pronounced dead there. Her name has not yet been released. Anheuser-Busch is responding to a recent vote that authorizes a strike at the company. 99% of the Teamsters union working for the brewing giant voted in favor of a strike yesterday. The union says if the company doesn't agree to a new contract by February, about 5,000 workers will strike. The spokesperson for Anheuser-Busch said it's committed to negotiating with union members and hopes to reach an agreement that rewards the, quote, talent, commitment, and drive of its employees. New tonight, the theater community came together with the help of celebrity actor John Goodman for a special benefit performance to support the historic Repertory Theater of St. Louis. The theater is in desperate need of financial donations to keep going. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski reports on the people trying to save this St. Louis institution.
The Repertory Theater of St. Louis, known lovingly as the Rep, has a special and historic place in the wide-ranging theater scene of St. Louis.
The cool thing is that it's a thrust stage, meaning that folks sit on almost all sides of the space. You get really close to the actors and you can see all the magic happening up close, which you really can't do at a lot of theaters.
Longtime season ticket holder Marcia Berenbaum says the connection between the actors and the audience is so personable and memorable.
The fact that it's not a big stage and it's intimate and can do smaller productions just as well as on a bigger stage. Acting is always first rate. The production values here are wonderful.
For nearly 60 years, it's been the home of St. Louis area creators, musicians, builders, actors, and actresses like Carmen Garcia, starring in their current show, It's a Wonderful Life.
I'm a first generation Mexican American. My parents came here a bazillion years ago. And so it's wonderful to be able to come and be a representative for those kids sometimes, the little brown kids, that maybe don't have some place to go to see their faces on stage.
Like many theaters, the pandemic hit the Rep hard. Managing director Danny Williams says they need to raise $2.5 million just to keep going.
We've seen slower return of audiences. We've also seen some corporations and other funding sources go away.
To build that back up, they reached out to the community for a special benefit rally performance featuring actor John Goodman, who auditioned for a role at the Rep early in his career and didn't get cast, only to go on and support the community where it all started for him.
And if I get kicked out of class for disturbing people, they would send me to the library and I would read plays. I have no idea why, but that's why it's a little spooky. I think it was supposed to be.
Reporting in Webster Groves, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
And after tonight, they announced they are very close to their goal, but it's only the first phase. The Rep says you can support them by simply coming to a show or donating online, and we do have a link on our website, ksdk.com. Coming up, one family's Christmas miracle thanks to the doctors and nurses at St. Louis Children's Hospital.
We wouldn't be here without them. They feel like a second family to us.
The premature baby that beat the odds and is going home for Christmas.
A push of this very cold air is going to settle in here over the next 24 hours. how long it stays with us, and why we're already monitoring warmer trends for the rest of the week.
St. Louis may not have an NFL team to follow on Sundays, but we have plenty of local kids in the league. Tonight we spotlight the local players taking over the Detroit Lions on their path to the playoffs. We also go one-on-one with the man of the moment in St. Louis hoops, and Terrence Hargrove's 11 points in 28 seconds to win SLU the game last night felt like a dream for the East St. Louis native.
That feeling, like, is different. Like, it's surreal. Like, it felt so good, and it felt just like all the energy was on me, and it just felt like, man, like, this is what I work hard for. This is what I put extra work in for times and moments like these.
We also have an emotional story on the St. Louis Blues' personal fight against cancer. We'll see you in about 20 minutes for Sports Plus.